The untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's been missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, it's official. It is official. Save the date, May 29th, Las Vegas at the Mandalay Bay Resort. Devin the Dream Haney will be taking on Jorge Linares, former world champion Jorge Linares. On paper, it looks like a really great matchup. You got Devin Haney, one of the young talents, one of the young, rising, bright, promising talents in boxing, one of the best and most proficient technical fighters in the sport, taking on a guy that's been there and did it 2 times over with Jorge Linares, former world champion. On the back nine, in the twilight of his career, this could be his last shot at world championship greatness as he looks to take the title away from Devin Haney. So it's a great crossroads fight, I think, for Devin Haney. This will be his 26th professional fight. This will be a fight where Devin Haney needs to make a statement. I really feel it needs to make a statement, and I think this fight, like at first, when I heard this fight for a while, when I heard about it for a while and I thought about it, I was just kind of indifferent towards it. I didn't like the fight. I didn't hate the fight. I didn't like it. It was just a fight that got announced. Because my last memory of Jorge Linares is him going up to 140 and getting spanked and sparked out and around by Pablo Cesar Cano. So Devin Haney's fighting him. It's at 35, which is a different weight class, but I'm just saying Devin Haney fighting him, that didn't really do much for me. But when I started to think about it, when I started to think about the kind of experience that Jorge Linares is bringing to the ring, we're talking about a guy that's been world champion before. We're talking about a guy that has boxed over 300 rounds in the professional ranks across 50 plus fights. You can't buy that kind of experience, and Devin Haney needs to be in the ring with that kind of experience at this stage of his career. You see what I'm saying? So I like this fight, and on top of that, I think the deficiencies that both these guys have, the weaknesses that both these guys have, actually balance the fight out. Like, for example, we know that Jorge Linares is Latin for Mir Khan because he has no chin. He has absolutely no chin, and that's been the case his whole career. He's been knocked out by every kind of fighter you can think of. He's got 5 losses, and they've all been by knockout. So with that being said, I think Devin Haney has to knock him out. He has to make a statement. But Devin Haney has this knock on him that he's not a big puncher. So something's got to give. In this fight, something's got to give. Either Devin Haney's power is going to be enough to fold up old Linares, who's been chinny his whole career, or the chin of Linares holds up and he's durable enough to at least go the distance, with Devin Haney, and maybe even has a chance to win this fight. You never know. You can't write any opponent off in that boxing ring. Now, it's going to be tough for him. I'm not going to lie to you. He's going to have a lot going against him, Jorge Linares. The fact that Devin Haney is, longer than him, faster than him, and maybe a bit more precise than him, it could be difficult. But at the same time, Linares is crafty. He knows his way around the ring. And the thing you must ask yourself is, Devin Haney will more than likely be faster than Jorge Linares. He is faster than Jorge Linares. I think his punches get from point A to point B quicker at this stage of his career than Jorge Linares. But I don't think the gap in speed is as drastic as Devin Haney's accustomed to having in his fights. So if Linares can close the gap or punch in between the punches of Devin Haney at a good range where he's not getting clipped, how does Devin Haney react to that? How does Devin Haney deal with a guy that has that world championship pedigree, that's been in there with the top guys like Lomachenko and Luke Campbell and those guys? We're gonna learn a little bit more about Devin Haney in this fight. And earlier this year we saw one of his counterparts at 135. We saw Ryan Garcia score a victory against Luke Campbell where he got dropped. He got up off the deck and stopped him with a body shot. Before that, we saw Teofimo Lopez in a blockbuster fight on ESPN, taking on one of the most technically sound boxers the sport will ever see in its whole lifetime, Vasily Lomachenko. And he beat him in a fashion that people didn't expect. So I think with Devin Haney, with him being 22 years old, he is the youngest of the bunch, of the quote-unquote 4 kings, the BS 4 kings at 135 between him, Gervonta Davis, and Ryan Garcia, and Lopez. He's the youngest of the bunch. But honestly, he's got 26 fights. He's got 138 rounds in the bank as a professional fighter. So he might be young in terms of age, but he sure as hell isn't young in terms of professional fight experience. But he doesn't have a whole lot of high-level professional fight experience. So that's where I think this fight becomes interesting, because you can look at the numbers and you can get statistical, but boxing is not a statistical sport. You have to look at things in context. He's got 138 rounds, but the lion's share of those 138 rounds are against people in Mexico that we never heard of. That are 6-7-1, 36-28, 10-4-2, 14-8. These are the guys that he's been fighting. And I'm not knocking his resume. I'm just telling you guys the facts. It's not me hating if I'm telling you the facts. So what I want to see from Devin Haney in this fight is, I want to see what I've always seen from him. I want to see a guy that's razor sharp with his punches, incredibly precise with his punches. But I would like to see Devin Haney in this fight hurt Jorge Linares and take him to some deep, dark, and uncomfortable places and retire him. That's what I want to see with Devin Haney. I want to see Devin Haney put that exclamation point, because his last fight against Gamboa, Gamboa was a guy that in his boxing career, this fight is actually kind of similar to the Gamboa fight, because you have a guy that's a faded ex-champion fighting Devin Haney, who has a couple of more than one knockout loss, that prior to the fight with Devin Haney had never lost via decision, had never been outboxed in a loss. And it's the same thing with Linares. Linares has been knocked out in every loss he's had. So is Devin Haney just going to box him to a decision and underwhelm again? Or will he put the world on notice and show what people say he has, and what I know he has, which is a beautiful blend of IQ, boxing skills, and power and precision? We need to see all that on display in this fight. And I think, for me, anything less than a Devin Haney stoppage victory, an emphatic Devin Haney stoppage victory, would be disappointing. And I know he's not fighting no bum. Jorge Linares is a fantastic fighter. On his day, one of the best 135 pounders in the world. And if Devin Haney's not careful, this could be a trap fight for him, to where he might even lose this fight. I'm not saying I don't think he's gonna lose, but Linares is at that level to where if you're not at your best, he will find you out and he'll find a way to win the fight. So at this stage of his career, it's a great fight. For Linares, this is a guy that I have a lot of respect for, because in his career, this guy Linares, he has been knocked out so many times, and he could have folded and not become world champion, and not even went as far as he went in his career, but he still parlayed himself a really good career, despite the fact that he was knocked out more than 3 times. The 5 times he knocked out, and to continuously come back from getting knocked out and fight at that top level and reinvent yourself and become better. You have to be a strong fighter to do that, a strong will, and you gotta be a true champion. So I have the utmost respect for Jorge Linares. I don't know I don't think he'll get it done this fight. I think Devin Haney will show the world why he is as hyped up as he is in this fight. And I think you know what? I'm gonna get bold. I'm gonna get bold, Devin Haney. I think he puts the world on notice this fight, and I think he's gonna I think he'll get a stoppage victory, the first marquee stoppage victory of his career against Linares. But you know what? You never know. You can never count out a guy like Linares that's come back in his career so many times from adversity and made the kind of career he's made for himself. So that's my little synopsis on the fight. You guys let me know what you think in the comments down below. Devin Haney, Jorge Linares, March 29th for not March, April. Was it April? No, May. Reading is fundamental, people. Reading is fundamental. May 29th, the Michelob Ultra Arena. I don't know what the hell that is. Where the hell is the Michelob Ultra Arena? Somebody in the comments let me know. I don't know if that's the same day as Lopez versus Kambosos Jr., but if it's not the same day as Lopez versus Kambosos Jr., then I'll make my way out. I'll try to go to this fight, because I want to see Devin the Dream Haney, aka New Money, in action against former world champion. This fight right here is worth my time if they allow fans to go. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. What do you make of this fight? How do you see Devin Haney match up with Linares, and what kind of a chance do you give Linares to upset the young Devin Haney? Let me know about all that in the comments down below. Make sure you take the time to subscribe, like the video, and like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just kidding from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys.